向往的远方，精彩的世界，有多少人想要，又有多少人敢要？
When our group set out to do this podcast, we had the goal of creating an informative inside look on some of the trials and tribulations of running a small business on the Central Coast during the COVID-19 pandemic. We believe we've achieved this goal, and in the process learned what it really means to be a part of a community, to support each other, and work together in ways that we thought we'd never do. Through these two episodes, we hope you will learn what you can do to support your local community businesses so the next time you step into a restaurant, buy a gift for a loved one, write a 5-star review, or share a post to your social media, how much you're really helping. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this podcast as much as we did creating it. Our first guest is Hello Village Children's Consignment and Gifts. They are located at 201 East Branch Street, Arroyo Grande in the village. Their hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. Their address, as well as a link to their website and online store, will be in the description of this video. So without further ado, let's get into the interview.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
so I guess first off, the first question is just who are you and what business do you run and how long have you been open?
So my name's Krista Bandy. We've been open for a little more than 3.5 years. The business is Hello Village. We are a children's consignment and gift store, but we just recently acquired a new building 3 doors down, and we are going to move all of our consignment there, and then we're going to turn Hello Village into like more gifts, toys, and party. So we do balloons and party decor, and then obviously toys and other gifts.
That's awesome. It's awesome you've been able to expand during this time. That's always a plus.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Um, and then I guess the next question I would have for you is, how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted your business? I mean, from the first shutdown to the slow reopens, and then obviously balancing out the state laws, which seem to be ever changing depending on the week.
Yeah, so it's funny. So obviously it's been a year pretty much since
Yeah,
we've
to the
been
day,
locked
actually.
down. Yeah, um, so when it first happened, it was like, oh great, like what are we gonna do? How are we gonna survive? I guess at that point we didn't realize how long it was gonna last.
Right.
So we had already had intentions to put everything online, like all of our consigned clothes, all of our toys, all of our gifts. We had already started doing that, but really slowly. And then once we knew that we would be able to open our doors, we just started putting everything online. And we have such a great like customer base that we did it honestly, like if we weren't closed, we wouldn't know COVID was happening, I guess. Our numbers really didn't take much of a hit at all. And then we had Easter come up, like I think that was middle of April last year, I
Mhm.
think. And so we did Easter baskets because nobody was going anywhere.
Right.
But we
That
were still
had
having
to all go.
deliveries. Yeah. So like everything was closed or people didn't want to go out, we weren't supposed to go out. So we did Easter baskets and that really helped. And then here comes Mother's Day. So it was like every holiday that we had to think of something that, we could get business. And
Right.
so I really believe in working with other businesses and in the village, really. I mean, I want to work with businesses everywhere, but we have such a tight knit community down here.
Mhm.
So we got together with about 7 other businesses and we did Mother's Day baskets. So that was a big, that helped a lot.
Man, that's amazing. That's cool that
We
all
did
the
small,
other businesses got together and did something like that. I haven't really
yeah, no,
heard
it
of
was
any other
great.
businesses doing something similar, actually.
Yeah. So we had like a florist, we had a bakery, we had a couple gift shops. So it was great, and then we did something small for Father's Day. And yeah, and I think about at that time we were open.
Right. Things had started to slowly, trickle
Yeah.
and people can come inside again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you almost answered the next question I was going to ask you. I would say the main question is what you changed with your business format was kind of moving everything online and creating that online store, which kind of kept you ahead of everything.
Yeah, for sure. That, going online helped a ton. I mean, it's obviously what saved us those first 2.5 months. It continued to, help us. And then we also added like new retail, because being a consignment store, when we started out, we didn't have much new stuff. It was all consignment, and then, there's a need for it here in Arroyo Grande and really in the 5 cities. So we just kind of slowly started bringing in more and more new gift type items. And so I think that also really helped us. And I really do think throughout this that people have supported locals so much more than ever before. You can easily go to Walmart or Target and get Melissa and Doug. But people chose to shop with us, and that was amazing. That's really why we're still here, is the community that supported us.
That's awesome. I love to hear stuff like that, because I feel like in Paso Robles, which is where I'm living and working now, it was the same dynamic. A lot of, in the beginning, we didn't really know what to do. And, with all takeout, the restaurant industry is a little bit different on how things were handled. But when things started to open up, it just seemed like all the locals in droves came out downtown to support the businesses, buy gift cards for the holidays and that sort of thing, which was amazing to see from our community. Because, I mean, the Central Coast is a pretty tight-knit community, even though we're all small, different cities all next to each other. There's so much different, like, distinct personalities between each cities, and everyone really likes to rep that part of the Central Coast that they're from.
Right.
And cool that South County came out to support you during that time. Besides local consumers kind of helping out with the business, did you get any other support that helped your business kind of stay afloat in the last year?
I mean, with being online, we did get orders, throughout other states. So that was pretty cool. We ended up, we moved in October to the other side of the village, and I think that has helped us a lot with foot traffic. So a lot of new people are finding out about us that are not from here too. Like, we get a lot of visitors still, and that obviously helps us. And then we did a couple things, like for Halloween, obviously usually we have a big thing for Halloween. We couldn't this year, so we just ended up giving out treat bags. For Valentine's Day, we gave out treat bags again, and had Hot Sugar Co. here with us, and that brought in a ton of people. So I don't know if that really answered the question or not.
No, absolutely, of course.
We were on the news a couple times. I don't know if that helped or not. I don't know what it is with me in the news, but we were on a couple times.
You're good in front of the camera, it must be.
So I don't know if that, brought anybody, but we've had a lot of support, and, even people that have moved out of the area still continue to shop with us. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome, So
you do shipping out of state then, I'm guessing.
What? Say that again?
So you do shipping out of state then,
yeah.
I'm guessing?
Yeah, and we've shipped to quite a few states. I think the last I counted was I think we're almost halfway. I think we had around 25 states we've shipped to. So I want to get to all 50. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's a great goal to have. You can get to all 50 states, you've done it at that point, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're pretty much coming up to the point where in the next, hopefully, couple of months, things seem to be turning the corner. So obviously, like, motivation's pretty high these days, at least when I'm talking to different business owners or, to my friends and family. We all seem to have a pretty optimistic outlook in the future now. But how has your team stayed motivated during these times?
I'm crazy.
You're just
And
100%.
yeah, so I change things around a lot. I guess it keeps them on their toes. I don't know. Two of them are here right now, so I guess we can ask them. They're laughing. They're laughing. No, we just, you really, I think the times right now, you have to step out of your comfort zone and you have to do things differently. You can't just do this. You have to adapt. There you go. That's a good word. You have to adapt to like what's going on, and I think that we just think, hold on, I'm sorry. Can you answer this? Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, we just think of all different things to do, like, I'm working with the city. I have a meeting with them tomorrow to plan like a children's day in the park for Arroyo Grande, because I know San Luis does that and we don't. And I
There's
just
probably
think
a huge community need for that sort of thing too, especially
for
during these
sure.
times. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I have
and
a little sister, and she's barely had any contact with any of her friends or anything like that in the last couple of months due to everything
yeah,
going on. So it'd be a huge hit, I'm sure, if you were able to organize something like that.
yeah. So we're trying to do that, and then we just think of things to do, like things with the other village businesses. Like we're doing a giveaway for St. Patrick's Day, and you shop with us and then we enter you in a giveaway. So just thinking outside the box and adapting to all the changes and everything. So I'm looking forward to being open up, for everything to be open up more. I think for us being by restaurants, it will really help. We're down the street from a hotel, so obviously that's going to help. And
yeah, the village is a cool area. I haven't been out there in a little bit of time, but I was born and raised here on the Central Coast, so
okay.
I spent plenty of time in all the different cities,
Yeah.
and going to
No,
town.
I know. It's funny, like we just went up to Paso actually 2 weeks ago, and I used to spend a lot more time there when I was younger, but it's a great place. I think if I had to move somewhere, I'd probably move to Paso. So
It's really fun. I mean, I
yeah.
don't know how I would have enjoyed it maybe growing up in Paso, because I grew up in Morro Bay and Los Osos,
Okay.
so coastal kid surfing was a big part of my life growing up. But now that I've gotten older, Paso is a fun city. If you're looking for just, I don't know, wine tasting, spirits, and really good restaurants, and it's on the up and up. I feel like things are getting built in the North County a lot these days.
Yeah.
I actually live in Atascadero now, but
Okay.
I work in Paso for the most part full time, so I feel a little bit closer to them out there.
Yeah.
And then, would you have any advice for other small business owners? Some that maybe haven't been so lucky with the situations.
Honestly, I take risk, I guess. We moved in October to a bigger location, and then 6 months later, here we are opening up another location 3 doors down to just grow our business. So
right.
You don't know if you're going to succeed unless you try. So why not just try it? And if you fail, then you fail. You try something else. And
absolutely,
that's kind of where I'm at. It's a risk of what we did, not only moving, but opening up a second one. I mean, that's during a pandemic. It's kind of crazy.
During a pandemic, it is impressive.
Yeah. So
my mom, she owns a consignment retail store, and she was in San Luis, and during the first shutdown, her lease was up. She had been in San Luis for 8 years at that time, and she pretty much made the decision, I'm gonna switch from consignment and just do everything outright, just turned it into a thrift store.
Yeah.
And then she moved to an industrial space in Atascadero.
Oh, how's that going?
Really well, because obviously the overhead is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
With consignment in the beginning of COVID, I think a lot of people were kind of freaking out, a little bit pressed for money. So it was really hard for her in the beginning, because all the consigners just wanted to get their payouts all at once.
Right. Yeah.
You had something similar happen as well, but she's just happy that she was able to kind of pay everybody out, move the whole business out to a different area. And then she also made the switch to online stores as well. And
I think that would actually be another, I would recommend if you can go online, go online.
Yeah.
There's still people that don't want to go out, and who knows how long it'll take for people to be 100% comfortable.
Of course. Yeah. At the restaurant I work at, I mean, we got blasted by some reviews on Yelp this last weekend because with the opening and having a little bit more indoor dining, we had to shut down our online to-go orders just because there's just too much food going out and ticket times would get crazy.
Totally.
So we shut it down for the weekend, and then the following couple of days we get reviews like, the online ordering was off and I'm still not comfortable, leaving and going into a restaurant and eating. So there's a bunch of people that aren't ready to kind of get themselves out there, which is fine because it's been a weird year. You got to be safe.
Yeah.
So, and then the last question I have for you is, what can we do as local community members and consumers to just help small businesses like yourself?
Honestly, I think just obviously shopping local is going to help. But I think promoting, like if you go somewhere, I feel like a lot of people shout out the negative, just like how you said you had those Yelp reviews instead of saying how good a place is. So I think if more people could just, even if you don't shop here and you just come in, and you're like, oh, this place is cool, like just tell your friends, post about it on Instagram. Like I feel like social media is a huge thing right now. Absolutely. I don't think it's ever gonna change. So, just telling, posting about somewhere where you're going or what you bought there or what you ate there. I think that, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Social media is probably the number one thing at the moment. Even review sites too. It's not hard you could obviously have maybe not the best experience of your life at a place, but you can always see the positives of the experience still. And, at least promote the great things that you did enjoy when you went there. And so I agree with the whole social media and using that as kind of a platform at the moment. And that's what we're hoping to do with this podcast too, is we'll be making an Instagram page and Facebook page because that's the easiest way to spread the word about things these days.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, that is actually all the questions I had for you. So, but Krista, thank you so much for hopping on. I would love it if you had any pictures of what the village looks like or your business specifically, some of your team members. I can kind of throw this over the audio of everything. And the episodes will probably not be up until next weekend. Just a few more interviews to do and stringing it together, but we'll absolutely email you when it comes out. So you'll be able to see it as well. And then, hopefully we can get it out to the public pretty fast. So.
Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll send you over some photos probably tomorrow.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Krista. You have a great rest of your night. Appreciate your time. Right.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Next, we'll hear from Mary Alice, one part of the mother-daughter owned Blackwater on Higuera Street in downtown San Luis Obispo. At Blackwater, they sell a unique selection of clothing, accessories, houseplants, and so much more. They tie it all together with a great team and an amazing atmosphere, so you're guaranteed a good experience at Blackwater.
All right, I'm recording this video. Is that all right with you?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Still getting started.
I know the time change kind of really is throws everybody off kilt a little.
I know, and it happens twice a year, every year, but it's still just as I can't get used to it.
I don't understand why they do it.
I don't either. Just let it work itself out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm Lily, Questa student. To introduce myself, would you mind introducing yourself and the business you're representing?
Yeah, I'm Mary Alice Hamilton. I'm the owner of Blackwater, which is downtown San Luis Obispo.
Great. So let's just get straight into it. How long have you been open, the shop?
At this location on Higuera Street, we opened 2 years ago. I've had other locations prior to that for the last 25 years.
Wow. Nice. How has COVID affected your business? I know it's a very big question considering it's been a long time.
Well, you know, we opened at this location a year before COVID hit, and it was a great first year of sales and just community interest. We moving to this location, we rewrote our business plan, which is something that generally we kind of do about we not completely rewrite the business plan, but we generally reevaluate like where the business is going. Are we meeting our goals and so forth, like periodically. And I mean me and my business partner, who is my oldest daughter.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So when we moved to this location from our previous, we always intended to expand the nursery department of tropical house plants, unique house plants, and offering like classes on how to and all that, and expanding our home decor and all that. And then with COVID hitting a year ago and us being shut down, you know, the sale of apparel pretty much stopped. Like nobody had any reason to buy a new dress or like go to the prom or go to a wedding or go out to dinner on a date. All those things stopped. But everybody was home. And we were still operating our website. And we saw that we were still able to buy all those things that people wanted while they were sheltering at home, such as like houseplants. And so it boomed like crazy for us, you know. And then, you know, and slowly as we opened, we just started scaling back on, it was, and not only for me, I feel like for many businesses, that period of when everybody was sheltered at home gave you time to reevaluate like your business. You know, it does like everybody like, just put the pause button for a minute and see what is really working instead of like, you know, everybody's like, go, 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 you know? And I think too, that's like why you see a lot of the businesses shutting down or closing, was people were like, well, I really don't need this. I'm going to retire. A lot of the businesses who closed, people just retired. So for us, it was just a pivotal thing where we saw where we were making money and what was selling. And then as things started opening up at different tiers, like the purple tier and the blue tier, we still saw that there was the need for house plants. And, you know, it never really dropped off. And if anything, it got busier and busier and busier.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how COVID has affected our business like that.
So even when the actual shop got shut down, you guys were still working through the online shopping platform?
Yeah, we were very fortunate that we already had an existing working online platform. Not me, my daughter, was able to work with like our processor, like Shopify, to tweak the shopping cart to allow like in-store pickup or free local delivery. And that's what we were doing, and to allowing, you know, our customers to be able to do curbside pickup.
Oh, cool.
You know, prior to COVID, that really wasn't a thing. You know, you just basically call if you want to like pick it up, you know. Now it's all automated, so just like one click, you know, you don't have to pay for shipping, and you just do curbside pickup, and, you know, or we'll deliver it to your house, you know, kind of thing. And we still do.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it'll be interesting to see when the world opens back up, hopefully soon and safely, how much that continues for your business of like is it going to be half and half of people still ordering online, or is that going to fully go away? It'll be interesting to see.
Right. I mean, we see a little bit of a decrease in the online sales, but back to like a normal, like back, you know, when we were all sheltered at home. I mean, our orders were like, you know, all online. It was nothing like being open, but, you know, it was definitely a increase. And, you know, doing with all the CDC regulations too, and all the CDC protocols, and trying to figure out like the amount of customers with employees safely distanced, you know, putting all the, you know, I am on the board for the Downtown Business Association. And so a lot of that information is readily available, not only for like board members, but anybody who is in the downtown community. In the beginning, we were offering like free masks and hand sanitizers to get businesses, you know, moving forward safely.
Yeah.
And we still offer like masks, just in case, you know, somebody hasn't gotten the memo that, you know.
Yes. It's only been a year, but yes.
Yeah. Just in case you don't know that, you know, if there's something going on out there, you need to wear a mask.
Yeah. So how has the local support been like getting you through this?
It's been really phenomenal. You know, our regular customers love the transition. I don't think we cut back we probably cut back at least 60% on our apparel. So, and we will always, you know, carry apparel. It's just something that we love doing. It's just, I feel like it's more important to be very cautious.
Yeah.
Respect, you know, and I'm fine with the direction we're going. It's apparel, you know. The thing that I noticed is this, you know, when you say you get a dress in February, and it sits on the shelf for maybe like 30 days, it doesn't have that newness that it had when you were first putting it on, or you show it on social media. But you get a beautiful plant in, and a month later, if anything, it's gotten better.
Yeah.
So it has no expiration like apparel does.
Yeah.
You know, the newness doesn't really wear off, you know. So, and that in for me as a business owner is so less stressing. It's so less stressful.
And I mean, plants themselves are just helping with like stress. And I think that's probably why you've seen like a lot of the sales go up for plants. It's like everyone's at home. Like they don't want to be in a boring, like plain room. It's like, let's add some green in here and get some serotonin.
Yes, exactly. You know, I've been doing house plants my whole life, and, you know, my knowledge has just grown even more. And NASA has a list of 10 essential plants that you really should have in your house. That is air purification. And we always carry them in the shop. And coincidentally, they're probably the easiest plants that you can grow too. They're like so they filter the air out, which is fantastic. And so we sell a lot of those. So.
Yeah, I've been following you guys' Instagram and like seeing your story and like of all the plants, and I'm like, I need to come in and get some plants because I've not been that wonderful with taking care of plants. So like having the ones that are, they're low maintenance, but they spruce up the place.
Yeah, true. And we had a little bit of a changeover of employees after everything reopened up for COVID. Most of the employees that we have in our shop, we've had for years, and some of them just moved away or whatever. And one of the, we hired this one girl who's basically a plant specialist, and it's like her dream job. So between, my daughter and myself, and now us educating all our employees, and then having Dell there, anybody can come into the shop and say, I can't grow anything. What do you recommend? Or my plant is doing this. We have like a plant doctor, that can bring your plant in and we can take care of it for you. We can tell you what's wrong with it,
That's awesome.
Or what you're doing wrong. So that's kind of, it's great.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear, like how adaptive you guys have been able to be with the pandemic, and it's working out. You're still there, still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the supply and demand chain too has been a little hard with COVID because a lot of the warehouses have breakouts in COVID at the warehouse, or even like the dock down in LA, they'll have like a breakout of COVID at the dock, and all these containers are trying to unload, but they can't unload. So they were like on a standstill out in LA Harbor, which backs up the whole supply chain. And with the popularity of houseplants, we're reaching out to more. I really pride my business on offering small, organic, locally grown house plants. I try to, as much as possible, buy house plants that are from San Luis Obispo County. But with the supply and demand, I found that I've had to expand that, because a lot of them are also feeling the pinch of COVID too.
Yeah.
So, but I try not to go and buy from some of the very, huge nurseries that supply like Home Depot or Miners. I just feel like you get a more quality plant. So a lot of the plants that we have at the shop, I handpick personally, and or I know the grower.
Yeah.
Or so that's been kind of fun too.
Yeah, I love that about like local businesses. It's so much more like about the love and care for like each product. I mean, you're gonna get so much more for your money because it's also the community experience. And obviously you guys care so much that you're handpicking the plants. Like you want them to be good for your customers.
Yeah, right. So
how have you and your team been able to stay like motivated with just the ever changing of open, close? Like how's that been for you and your team?
Good. I have a fantastic team of people. So since the shutdown, we unfortunately had to put everybody, like temporary lay people off, but we brought back everybody since that. And because we're a small business, we just couldn't afford to, and couldn't afford to just do that. So it was a good thing. At least unemployment, with the bump in the benefits of unemployment, people were doing okay,
Yeah.
And but we have a great team. They're always willing to you know, work hard, and you know, we have, if we have like a good weekend, we'll give, you know, we have incentives for employees to you know, we'll have like a treat everybody to lunch or something. So our employees are fantastic. So basically we had a few outbreaks from within our employees, but all of them got COVID not on the job. They all got COVID while they were traveling or during break. And so, yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's been a year. It's exposure is, I feel lucky I haven't been exposed, but then there's been like the close calls and everything, but that it's not happening at your job. So it's like, we're safe here. We're following, like, everything's good here.
Yeah, we are very strict with all the protocol. You know, we don't let anybody in without proper masks. And that's been hard because a lot of people come in still without masks and go, well, you know, I have like health conditions that allow me not to wear a mask. And, you know, you don't want to insult people, but you just say, well, you know, for the safety of our employees and other customers, we require a mask regardless of what the underlying health condition is. And if you have that, you shouldn't be out shopping anyway. You can always shop at on our website.
Exactly.
You know, I don't say that, but you know, I do say, you know, we have to tell people they can't come in, and it's hard. People get really upset.
Yeah.
You know.
But it seems like you guys got like a great team, as you said. You guys like just seem like a family, is how it seems like as you describe it.
Yes.
It's nice. Miss that little community within itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
How do you find support apart from like financial to be valuable? And what I mean by that is like Instagram follows and like having Yelp reviews, or the like giving 4 stars, 5 stars, and just overall like the social media aspect of it. Do you find like gaining followers in that way, is that like also helpful for you guys?
Yeah, you know, Erica, my daughter, she handles all, her job is pretty much all the social media, all the website uploading and picture taking of all that. And, you know, she hears all the good and the bad because, you know, the reply of whatever. And we're not afraid to just tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like that, then there's other shops for you, you know. And I'm kind of proud that we're just like that, you know. And for the most part, I think people respect the honesty of everything. You know, it was a tough year for a lot of people because not only did we have like COVID, we had Black Lives Matter happen last year, and Tiana Arata was one of our models that we used for years on our website, and her family and our family were very, very close. So the whole movement of all that hit our family really hard, and we got a lot of bad like Yelp reviews because of that. But you know, I think people are gonna, you know, take it as a grain of salt. You know, you got good fantastic reviews, and then you got people who are just angry, and then we just like, you go, why are you so angry?
Yeah.
You know,
you can see that it's anger versus what your actual shop is. It's
exactly
personal. You know, they're making it personal.
Yeah, you come in to the shop and you're going to get a genuine experience. It's not like, you know, So, and I feel for the most part, we have, great customers and great reviews, and I have no problem with any of that. So.
Yeah. How do you think that our local community can continue to uplift and help you guys in any way? I know it can be hard, especially just for people like financial wise, they can't always be like shopping, so it can be even hard to like come and buy like a plant or whatever, but like even just buying like a $5 card, like things like that.
Yeah, for the small business, any support helps, coming into the shop and checking it out, even if you're not buying, just going in there for the experience and talking to people, educating yourself of what all the downtown shops and have to offer. We also offer, it's called lay-by. So basically, if you something that you want, you can buy it and take it home, and we just charge a card, it's like a layaway, but you get to keep it. I forget what it's called. I think it's something like lay-by or something like that. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Explain that again. You were saying
so on our website, it's like a layaway.
Yeah.
And so you enter all your financial information of how much you want to deduct for whatever it is. So say you want like a $60 plant and a $30 pot. It's a big plant. You need it now, but you can't afford it now. So you can make like 3 payments on that. Yeah. Come in for in-store pickup, and you get to take it with you.
Oh, that's
Before
nice.
we used to be like, layaway used to be, we keep it, you pay it off, and now it's different. So.
Okay, yeah, they can take it and then just pay in installments.
Right.
That's awesome. That's really nice, like for a local business to do that. Because I mean, like you can do that online, but like it doesn't feel as good as buying local. And so it's really nice that you guys are able to like help your customers in that way.
Right. Right. Yeah, because there's a lot of people who are still unemployed, and or going to school, and everybody doesn't have a deep pocket. So
yeah. I hope that people can be mindful that like shop local right now. It may be easy to just go to Amazon and go to all those, but I mean, helping your local community, and like for my family personally, what we did for this Christmas was we did shop local. Like we were not allowed to get anything online, so we were all just doing like our own local shopping to support local, and then you get like cool eclectic things that like not everyone's gonna have.
Exactly. Yeah. And we all appreciate that. Gift cards. We offer gift cards, and a lot of times the local shops, I know we try to go out of our way for the holiday to make the shopping experience like extra special. Shop Small Saturday, we have like gift bags for everybody to come in, and even on a normal day when you come into the shop, we try to, like, when you walk in the door, to have that like that experience, that sensory experience that you don't really get when you're shopping like on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. I know, since following your guys' Instagram, I'm like, I can't wait to get my tax return and gonna treat myself a little bit to some plants and come in, because your shop just looks so pretty.
Those stimulus checks,
yes,
definitely stimulate the economy.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put that back into the community for sure.
Yeah, that's what it's meant for.
Yes. Right. Do you have any advice for any other small business owners, whether they're going to be wanting to open up soon, or if they're just like kind of struggling right now still?
there are still grants that you can apply for that are available for small businesses. So if you haven't accessed any of those grants, you should, and you can, if you don't have that information, you can go to the local Chamber of Commerce has all of that, or Downtown Business Association has information for grants for small businesses during the COVID pandemic. Talk to your landlord about rent reduction, because a lot of landlords are able to do that. And just if you're going to start a new business, just make sure it's something that you're passionate about, because if you're passionate about it, you have a better chance of having it succeed.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you wanted to just add.
No, I'm just coming to Blackwater and say hi to me.
Yes, I will definitely. Thank you so much, Mary Alice. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
You're welcome. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was created by Zachary Cope, Lily Andersen, Hannah Briley, Anna Disimone, and myself, Taj Gabriel. Drone footage captured by Daniel Lavery, and all images used with the consent of the business owners.